They said it happened in just 7 days. 27 people gone. Not sold, not escaped, not buried in the family cemetery. Just vanished. No one outside the plantation could explain it, but the enslaved people noticed first, and some whispers hinted that what was happening was darker than anyone could imagine. What really happened on that North Carolina plantation in the summer of 1837? Now, let me take you back to where it all began. It was the summer of 1837, and eastern North Carolina was suffocating under a heat so thick it felt like it pressed against your chest. Spanish moss drooped from ancient oaks like gray curtains. The Cape Fear River crawled dark and silent through the fields, carrying secrets no map would show. Cotton and rice stretched across the red clay like pale waves, each plant blooming against a soil built on labor and suffering. At the heart of it all was Harrowick Plantation. Not the largest in the county, not the most prestigious, but ambitious, hungry for growth, and quietly, almost invisibly, desperate. The master of Harrowick was Edmund Crowell. Crowell had not been born into privilege. His father had been a clerk, his grandfather a failed merchant. He married well enough, borrowed against every acre, and spent every penny he didn't have. No one could deny his ambition, but there were times when ambition made men do strange things. Something about Crowell that summer changed. The enslaved people noticed it first. Orders came that didn't make sense. Overseers were called to tasks that seemed meaningless. Nights stretched longer, filled with murmurs that no one outside the house could hear. Crowell's family lived in the big house with him. Margaret, his quiet, withdrawn wife, and Lydia Crowell, their only surviving child. Lydia was unusual. Sickly, pale, and restless, she wandered barefoot in the gardens and halls, humming to herself, words no one could understand. The enslaved people called her marked. Some said she wasn't quite like other children, like a shadow had been cast on her before birth. Then there was Isaiah, a carpenter and enslaved man in his early 30s. He had been born on the plantation, sold once, and mysteriously returned. Isaiah saw and heard things most people never noticed. He moved through the house, through the storerooms and cellars, quietly observing, quietly remembering. The first disappearance was subtle. A field hand didn't show for breakfast. A search turned up nothing. Crowell shrugged it off, maybe desertion. Then, a day later, the bookkeeper vanished. Then a visiting cousin. Then 2 hired guards. By the end of the week, 27 people were missing. No one found them. No bodies. No clues. The enslaved people noticed other things. The nights smelled strange. Iron, rot, something metallic and faintly sweet. Low murmurs drifted through the woods. Lanterns moved, but the lights never came from the house. Isaiah noticed the first hint of a secret when Crowell ordered him to repair the old root cellar beneath the house. It was ancient, cold, and damp, rarely used. As Isaiah worked, he uncovered a hidden door, not on any plan, not where anyone would expect. Inside, the stone floor was dark with stains. Jars lined the walls, hair, teeth, trinkets, odd personal effects. Robes of brown linen stitched with a symbol he didn't understand. The air smelled of old fires and iron. Isaiah tried to make sense of it. Smuggling? Medical experiments? Punishment? He wasn't sure, but the truth felt heavy. That night he found Lydia at the edge of the river. "You've seen it," she said softly, not a question.
Isaiah remained silent. "They're going to use me next," she whispered.
or force me to do it." She revealed fragments, the debts, the rituals, men disappearing in the night. Crowell believed the plantation owed payment, some dark price, and Lydia, she was being tested for loyalty. Isaiah and Lydia formed a fragile, secret alliance. Not trust, necessity, survival. Together, they began quietly preparing. Isaiah spread word among the enslaved, not panic, but strategy. Lanterns went missing. Tools were hidden. Paths through the woods were memorized. For weeks, the true nature of Crowell's ambition remained unclear. Even the enslaved were unsure of what awaited them in the cellars. Hints were everywhere. Strange carvings, unusual gatherings at night, the smell of cooking meat when no one had butchered anything. False theories circulated. Some thought Crowell was hiding bodies from debt collectors. Others suspected he had begun secret experiments on people. The symbols in the cellar were cryptic, threatening, but their meaning was not yet clear. And then, the night came. The night of the ritual. No moon, the sky black, clouds heavy and low. Crowell gathered a group in the cellar. A stranger lay bound, awaiting some unspeakable act. Lydia stood near him, trembling but resolute. Isaiah signaled, and the moment stretched. Then, hesitation. One of the helpers froze, staring at the knives. A cultist turned toward a shadow, thinking he heard a whisper. Chaos erupted. The cellar doors burst open. The enslaved surged in, tools in hand. Crowell begged, but no one listened. The ritual fell apart. Lydia had to fight to keep the cult from overpowering Isaiah. One of the helpers was struck, but Isaiah kept moving, kept pulling, kept leading. The stranger was freed. Flames engulfed the plantation. Smoke and fire consumed centuries of secrecy and sin. In the aftermath, the official story claimed a tragic accident. No one counted the missing. Names disappeared. Evidence vanished. Lydia disappeared westward. Isaiah, never seen again. But some things linger. They say the carvings in the cellar shift. They say the soil in the old garden swallows secrets. Locals refuse to explain why no one builds on the land, even now. And sometimes when the river runs low, people swear they see shadows moving between the moss-draped trees. Some swear the names on the stones change overnight, and the question that haunts the land remains. Who truly remembers the lost 27? What do you think of this story? Do you believe everything was revealed? Do you think the truth still lies hidden, waiting to be discovered? If you enjoyed this tale and want more dark historical mysteries like this, subscribe to Liturgy of Fear. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story, and share this video with someone who loves mysteries that blur the line between history and horror. These stories need to be remembered. These voices need to be heard. See you in the next video.